that I'm live, and
Uh-huh.
it just doesn't work. So let me just do it.
May. I'm here.
All right. Well, it
I'm
happened
looking
again,
after.
boys and girls. Captain Cuba here. I've been talking for like 2 minutes straight, not knowing that I had to press the live thing. But welcome back, guys. Captain Cuba here, and we're gonna be doing podcast number 12. Today, I have here with me Midgard Chronicler. Man, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yep, here. Hello, it's been me. It's been me all along. It's me.
Hold on. Can we
I
just?
created this Midgard Chronicler persona because I really wanted to feel the community. I wanted to know what it's like from within, and I gotta tell you, Captain, your community is really you have the best God of War content for me, in my opinion, honestly.
I
And
can't believe it.
you have a
I
yeah. Listen, it's true. When me and Eric were talking about who should we get to interview, and back last year, we're like, yeah, definitely this guy. This guy is really special. His community is
nice.
really really special. And if you don't mind, I wanted to make a couple of very important announcements here today for you. Would you
Go
mind
for it.
that? Oh,
Go for
thank
it.
you, thank you, thank you, Captain. Um, Listen, I know that we will obviously reveal this to everyone on the internet momentarily, but I just wanted to take a moment and tell you that you, Captain, and your community are special in my heart, and that's why I'm making this announcement, a couple actually, here on this very channel live right now. And you're the first ones to hear this, all right?
Go for it. Go for it.
All right. So, first of all, I know you guys have been really waiting for a release date. We've been very quiet. I'm very sorry, but I am happy to say that you guys are the first ones to hear the new announcements. And May?
It's pretty.
All right.
It was Corey Barlog all along. Look, if you guys don't know a reason why you should subscribe to Midgard Chronicler, like he's got amazing God of War content, but I think he's the funniest of us all. Like all out of all of us, this guy is the funniest. Look, he came prepared. He did a little cut out Corey Barlog thing, or is it
I don't
actually?
understand what you're talking about. I am
is.
Corey
It
Barlow.
is Corey Barlog. Oh
It's
my
been
god.
me. Listen, I just wanted a little outlet. We're working on Ragnarok very hard, and it's a little taxing sometimes.
Okay.
So I just wanted like a little outlet
All
and
right.
just kind of getting to know the community a little better. Anyway, you don't disrupt me, okay?
Let's go.
I have important
All
announcements
right.
here.
Okay. I got some questions for you, Corey.
Marketing is looking at me right there. They want me to announce this at a very specific time. All
PR,
right,
huh? PR.
God of War release date. You want to hear it?
Go for it.
Okay, I am very, very happy to announce that the release date is the second half of 2023. I know that, listen, there have been a couple changes in the studio. I'm gonna talk about that right now. You already know about all of this, Captain, because we've been leaking you
Of
everything
course, yeah,
and showing
yeah.
you the demos and
I
everything.
I know the
But
ending of the game. I advise you
yeah,
on
yeah,
some
yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we're planning to show a little footage in maybe April or May. So I please wait just a little longer.
Just a
It's
little longer.
definitely gonna be worth the wait. All right. And the second thing, it's a big important decision that we at Santa Monica Studio had to make. It's that the dots. I've been a little cryptic with things since I came back.
Yeah.
And
What's up with those dots, Corey? What is
yeah,
up with
yeah.
that?
Well, but I just wanted to let your community know specifically that we at Santa Monica are always looking to the future, and sometimes that means we have to make some difficult decisions, and but they're always for the better. They turn out for the better. And after long and complicated but successful negotiations, I am very, very happy to announce that Santa Monica Studio is officially being acquired by Microsoft. Our relationship with Sony has been excellent. They've been great to us, but it's time for a new chapter for us, and we're very, very excited to join the Xbox family.
Wait, wait.
And
Are you ready to confirm God of War on Game Pass? Are you ready to confirm that? Is that what's happening?
don't spoil everything.
Damn it. Okay,
you,
I'm sorry.
I
dude.
know. Listen, I know I'm telling you everything ahead of time, but we have a protocol here, all right? Yes, Cuba is absolutely right. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok is now an Xbox Series X and S exclusive. And we had a talk with Phil, and I am very excited to announce that it is gonna be available on Game Pass day one. So if you own Game Pass, you'll be able to play God of War Ragnarok day one when it comes out in 2023. All right. I think this is great news for everyone in Santa Monica, and for you, my fans and players. I hit the mic again. That's my professionalism levels. You get to hear it first here on this channel because, Captain, you are a special part of this community, and I want you to be the vessel to spread the love and all the good that is in the God of War community. And I just wanted to thank you in that way a little bit, all right?
I appreciate you.
It's time. Thank you. It's time for me to go now. I'll be seeing you guys on Twitter. Captain, very nice seeing you again. I'll send you the next build of the game. I think on Wednesday we're sending it to you. We tweaked a couple things in the Kratos death scene, so we just wanted to know what you think. All right, thank you for having me, Corey Barlow.
No worries, man. This was an amazing short-ass interview. I love it. It's awesome. Straight to the point, you know? So, there's, can you hear me now? Can you actually hear me?
That was weird.
Dude, I actually thought you weren't gonna show your face. I thought you were gonna stick with the bit, as in, like, you were just gonna go, and, like, I wasn't gonna see your face, like, for real.
What bit?
What bit? Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. You know,
I'm sorry I'm late. Did I miss something?
No. With these podcasts, there's this thing that I've never been trained for, which is you have to kind of improvise how things go. It's like, oh, this is where the conversation's heading. Wow, that was a huge surprise. I talked to him before doing this thing, like, hey, are you gonna show your webcam just to be ready? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing a face reveal. I was not expecting that. I was with you guys when that happened.
I'm here.
As I was watching, like, I don't know if I should look at the chat. I don't know, what is he talking about? What is going on? This Cody reveal. But yeah, this is Midgard Chronicler, man.
Hello, I am a regular white guy. What a fun reveal. All right, what are we talking about?
Well, I mean, I do want to say, what's that?
I think some stuff happened.
Some stuff happened. Yeah, like your internet was out when it was happening, so I guess I'll fill you in. But before we get into it, I do want to say I want to apologize beforehand because today I'm just not feeling the best. This is the second time that has happened with another YouTuber. When I recorded a talk with 7ear, the same thing happened. I was like under the weather, not feeling good at all, right? So Medgar, I'm gonna call you Chronicler, I guess. It's just your name is way too long.
Oh, let's figure that out right now. It looks great on paper, but it's hard to say Midgard Chronicler, and I can already make a compilation of different YouTubers, including myself, screwing it up. So let's decide right now. I've heard Mid. I thought of just TMC.
TMC.
Yeah, like THC. But,
yeah.
Oh, are we gonna get demonetized? Something like that. One of those things.
I do have to say that if I had decided on making a God of War channel only a few years back, your name would have been perfect. Like, oh my god, the Midgard Chronicler. That's amazing, dude. Where'd you get that name, by the way?
I was thinking about that last night, like, because I'm like imagining how Kuba's gonna interview me, you know.
Yeah. Well, don't think of it as an interview. Just think of it as a hangout.
No, I know it. I know we're just chatting, but I don't remember. I think this is literally the first thing that came to mind because I had this like image of, if you look at my banner, it's like a table and there's like a candle and I like have a quill and everything, and I'm like this guy in Midgard who's like chronicling everything that's happening to Kratos. So I guess that's how it came out. It's just the first thing that really came to mind, and I guess TMC it is. I suppose is that better?
I mean,
Chronicler.
Dude, with your name, like, I just have this idea for a type of content, which is, have you seen like those regular war documentaries where like, oh, it was horrible in like 1945, like they're retelling the stories. Like, it would be cool to see you like do a documentary, like, man, this white dude came out of nowhere, like this white Ashen dude came out of nowhere, he killed a troll, like, just doing a documentary because you're chronicling it.
Right. And then like I delve into the ancient Greek texts and everything. I'm like, where did this guy come from? You know, extreme gameplay is like, Ayo is white. I'm sorry.
I actually prepared for it's kind of weird and it sounds borderline racist, but I was preparing to see what you look like. I'm like, what if he's a black guy? I'm like, I have to be ready for this because I really don't know. You know, it's like I'm gonna be like, oh my god, you're black. Like I couldn't react like that. But yeah, that sounds borderline racist. But my point is like, you're not okay. You know what? Forget about that. Forget about that. What's up? We're talking God of War today.
Right. So I was in the woods for a couple of days this week, so I didn't have internet, and I was a little worried because all the rumors for State of Play or blog post later, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, if it drops, I gotta make a breakdown ASAP, right? I can't lose precious views. Every second that passes, it's less views and less subscribers.
Welcome to being a YouTuber.
And I know.
Yeah.
And we literally climbed a mountain, and there was not Wi-Fi. There was just internet there. We caught it, and I'm scrolling, and I'm like, Santa Monica Twitter. I gotta check it right now. It was fine, right? And I'm like, okay. So I'm relaxed, and then I come back, and I'm like, there's like. It's like that meme from the Community, I think, where Donald Glover just comes in with pizza and everything's on fire.
Oh
like,
yeah.
What happened? So I kind of like jumped into that, like not knowing what had happened. Well, I mean, I'm obviously caught up, and I guess we're gonna delve into it a little bit.
It was a shit show. If we're being completely honest, I don't know exactly what day it happened. Like time has passed now, and I feel better now, but when that happened, it was a shit show because there's a lot of confusing things going on. Like the whole issue with God of War Ragnarok has turned into a conspiracy theory, essentially. Because Cory Barlog, of course, came back on Twitter with those dots, not knowing exactly what that was, right? Then the day before the 28th, he uploaded a tweet with one dot. And fans took that to mean, like, one more day, right? And I didn't really see that as a big deal, right? But nothing happened, right? He liked my tweet about, keeping your expectations low and all that. And then something else happened. On the 30th, MGB, I believe, MBG, I think it's MBG, the guy who covers PlayStation News, he makes this tweet like, oh, I can't wait to see what the collector's edition of God of War is, right? And Cory Barlog replies to him with one of those like faces like, I wonder what, I don't know. I'm not Gen Z, I don't freaking know emojis and crap. But that's one of the reasons why I like you as a friend, because I think you're slightly younger, and I get to ask you like, what the hell does ratio mean? I keep seeing that on Twitter now, like ratio. Like, what the hell does that mean?
Listen, I borderline don't know myself. Like, I already feel outdated. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, when you have to start Googling stuff like that, you start to feel outdated, yeah. But anyway, just Cory tweeted that, and people were like, oh my god, something's gonna happen. And like, in 2 hours after that, he tweets like, hey guys, pretty much don't expect anything. We can't show anything right now. Like, what exactly is going on with this game, with the marketing, right? And the fans, a small minority, which is really visible, just got really toxic and started sending like dick pics to Santa Monica employees and all that. It was freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, that's what I kind of jumped into. Everyone's like
dick pics.
Yeah, I saw the like messages, like the Cory reacting to it and swearing and everything, and everyone was like talking about a blog post or something, and it got delayed apparently.
Yeah, Tom Henderson, one of these leakers, said that there wasn't gonna be a trailer, there was gonna be a collector's editions announcement
reveal. Yeah, I think he even leaked them now, but
yeah, because even Cory, when it leaked, he replied with that face of the guy like, oh my god, I can't believe it's happening, right? Like that thing. So,
I mean, I took it as like his reaction to everything that's been going on. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I think Schreier, he made an update about it, and he said that it's related to the the new abortion laws, and that it's like Sony didn't want to they didn't want to distract anyone from what's actually happening. I don't know how true this is. I mean, it like, to me, it just seemed like everything escalated so much, and because there was like another employee who got harassed before, and like someone like texted her or something, and it was just building up.
It was the cringiest message ever. It's like, hey, I give you my number. You're welcome. Give me the release date. Like that guy could not get more cringy, dude.
It's so embarrassing. I mean, and that whole build up, it just felt like it just felt like we almost don't deserve it right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even though this is like literally two people. Even though if you go on under any of Corey's tweets, you'll see like a bunch of people like asking him for it. It's
Yeah.
normal.
It's
Um,
it's gotten to the point that it's really toxic.
Yeah.
Corey Barlog just tweets something. Oh, I'm on a date with my wife. Check out this
Mm-hmm.
cool dessert. And people's like, "Where's Ragnarok? Where's Ragnarok?" Dude, let the guy enjoy a date. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
like I just
that's Twitter. So I think what is important to do right now, everyone close your eyes, chat, close your eyes, Cuba, close them, and everyone let's just.
what is he doing? I have no idea. Is he like releasing the ashes or something?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, yeah. Face ashes.
Yeah.
It's called breathing.
Yeah. I will be
Um,
honest with you, man. I'm just not. I know we said we were trying to keep this as positive as we can, but I'm just not as excited about God of War Ragnarok anymore. I don't feel
It's-
given the toxicity in the community, and I know it's not that much, but it's just like this hunger, like these people are just starving. Like they keep sending me tweets.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about Cory Barlog changing his banner to "I am Chaos"? I literally could give three shits about this. A few years back
he
or a
is.
couple months ago, I'd be like, "Oh my god, I am Chaos! What a God of War Chaos!" Like I would be flipping out. Right now, I don't care.
I mean, with Corey, you got to assume that nothing means anything.
Yeah.
Like that's his entire point to to troll,
Yeah.
and he's making these like dots and everything to like make people go crazy, but that may not even mean anything at all. That's just his nature. And I think after this, it's been this pattern has kind of been happening several times over the last few months, and there's a couple things I think the community needs to take away from everything that's been happening, because like steadily every 2 weeks there's these leaks that rhymed that that are like God of War's happening this on State of Play or on Summer Games Fest, or there is gonna be a reveal this week, and every 2 weeks steadily everyone's hyping it up, and then on Thursday nothing happens, and it's just like
Yeah.
there's blue balls every 2 weeks.
Blue balls.
And,
Yeah.
it's right,
Yeah,
and
I
it
got
builds
you.
up,
Yeah.
and I think it's just important to at this point. I've been saying this a lot on Twitter. Not believe anything.
Mhm.
Just all those leakers. Doesn't matter how credible they are. If it's Jason Schreier, who's like super respectable, or the Snitch, or whoever, or
Yeah.
Tom Henderson, they know things. They may know things, but it just don't like assume that everyone is wrong, because as it turned out, people are wrong all the time.
Well,
Some
okay,
people just-
that's the important. I feel like we have to make that distinction. I do like your message of just not getting overhyped anymore. I think I've grown a lot as a human being over this past year with the whole hype thing.
Yeah.
It's come to the point where I hate hype. I really don't like it anymore, especially for me in this community. People look up to me to be like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" Like, I can't stand getting those comments anymore, like those tweets. I just can't stand it. But you said that they were all wrong, but we have to talk about that. Do you really think they were all wrong after all?
no,
No,
but
okay.
you have to assume that they are.
Oh, okay.
Because when I see that Jason Schreier post saying that it's going to be revealed at the end of June, of course I'm getting hyped, because I know Jason is credible and he wouldn't just throw anything out there.
Yeah.
And but I try very hard to contain myself, because I've been burnt over this so many times.
Yeah.
Because even Summer Game Fest, I knew in my heart that it's not happening. They're
But
not
you
gonna
kept that
show it.
little percentage there, like, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm like, what if, right?
Yeah.
And that is merely because these rumors spread, and everyone's like, God of War on the 30th, whatever, and it just gets to you, right? And it's just, we need to not do that anymore, because as we've learned, maybe there definitely probably was gonna be a blog post or something on the 30th, but it didn't happen. We don't know why. Maybe it's because of what happened in the real world,
Yeah.
or because of all the toxicity that built up. But the fact of the matter is that it didn't happen, and everyone's let down again, because they assumed that, because Schreier and Henderson said something, that it's true. you know.
What
And
do you think about the theory that Sony's just trying to discredit these guys, like these insiders or leakers even?
I don't think it matters. I
Okay.
don't think they really care.
Yeah, even David
Um,
Jaffe said that he didn't think that was the
yeah,
case because
right.
it does seem kind of weird for Sony to be, instead of having a marketing campaign, being like, oh, we're just gonna discredit these guys. Like that's not their goal, you know. Like, and it doesn't really minimize excitement even if things get out first, you know.
Right. I mean, it's beneficial for them, I guess, even to because everyone's waiting for news on that specific day.
Hmm.
If someone's saying that there's gonna be news on the 30th, everyone expects news on the 30th, and if they actually come out, everyone's like even more excited because it's been built up.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
Hmm.
So it's just something that I've been trying to learn for myself is to, completely ignore however credible the person is, just ignore whatever they're saying and ignore the hype that builds up naturally over that because we've learned so many times now that it just may not be true,
Yeah.
and unless it's Santa Monica themselves or PlayStation, I just don't I'm not gonna like even I'm not gonna try like I'm not gonna pay attention to anything
Yeah.
that anyone else says,
Oh no,
right?
yeah. Even I mean, even me with Corey right now, it's like I'm not gonna take anything he says seriously. I'm gonna
Right.
laugh and all that, but sorry, I'm just not gonna take it seriously anymore because a lot of the times what happens is that people take their interpretations of these cryptic tweets as canon, as in like this is one dot means one day. You don't know that. It's Corey
Right.
Barlog,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and they're
And the
like
snitch only
they're
said 30 what, 30 days, November 30th. Even though now we know that it was probably like June 30th, right? But
right.
it got pushed.
I mean, it was like binary or something, so it's super cryptic. So like, who knows what he actually meant? And he's obviously not gonna ever admit that it meant something
Yeah.
or one thing or the other. But yeah, I think it's just important for everyone to stop, um, just stop believing leaks. That's it.
Yeah.
Or stop listening because we've been burnt over so many times now. It's just not, fun anymore.
What do you think about the thing I said in my video about it being guerrilla marketing, that they're just letting the hype itself be the marketing of the game? Do you think that's what's happening, or
Um,
do you think it's a bad idea?
Yeah, I'll be honest. When Cuba texted me, he's like, "Let's talk about everything that's happening." I'm like, "Sure," and then I'm like, "What am I gonna say?"
No, yeah,
But
it's
I no, but I thought over
well,
it.
I
I
mean, we'll
have an
probably talk
answer
about
for
this
you.
for a little bit, and then we'll get into other things, right? But
No,
this
no,
was
sure.
the big thing, you know, at first.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I the thing is, I don't think it's partially guerrilla marketing because obviously the hype for the game is so high, but there is nothing to market yet.
Yeah.
There is no release date, there's no pre-orders, no one can buy anything, there's no product to sell right now.
Yeah.
So this game doesn't really need marketing because if there is marketing, they're like someone would go want to pre-order and there's nothing to pre-order.
Yeah.
What is this for, right? So I mean, I think it's gonna be partially guerrilla marketing a little bit, but I think when the needle drops and there's gonna be the pre-order starts, that's when it's gonna the floodgate's gonna open. And I was thinking about other cases where huge games or movies had guerrilla marketing, and I can't really think of anything because
People mentioned
normally
Spider-Man: Homecoming, or the last one with
No Way Home, but that's
yeah.
just because I mean I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just not revealing too much, even though everything
Yeah,
leaked.
oh, yeah. It was so
But
stupid, the trailer. Like, clearly,
yeah,
like, lizard guy is getting punched by someone. I remember that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was a mistake, but it's just like that's another thing. Like, what is true, what isn't? It turned out like most things that leaked turned out to be true, but and I think in Ragnarok's case. Like if you think about the biggest movies, like Endgame, for example, it's the biggest movie ever, and it obviously had a giant marketing budget because normally the bigger projects have bigger marketing. That's
Mhm.
just how it works. Like they always get the Times Square blocks
Yeah.
things, and Spider-Man the game had pretty big marketing. They were like had things in the subway in London or something, and I think the reason why they're holding off for so long is it's this may sound like an excuse, but it just may not be ready yet. And I was thinking of this through this whole week, and I think a great kind of gateway into knowing how game development works and how Santa Monica thinks specifically is the Raising Kratos documentary, because that shows a lot about where the game was at different stages of time.
Yeah.
And last time when they revealed God of War 2018 at E3 in 2016, they said that they've been building this like 10-minute demo for like this
Months,
entire
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we got to build the rest of the game like this because people liked it. And I think they just don't want that to happen anymore.
Well, I mean, I do think God of War 2018 was a special case in the sense that they didn't know what they were doing. Right now, like, they do have
Right.
like the groundwork and they just have to build on it. That's why it was a trailer instead of a demo. Like, they were able to show a lot more things, a lot more
I mean, it was
locations,
gameplay.
right? It was gameplay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting that many huge changes, but it's nice that you brought up Racing Kratos, because I've been feeling a lot of empathy for Santa Monica Studios recently. I know, like,
Yeah.
we all want news and all that, but like you said in that documentary, like, it shows how stressed that team was, and now there's another layer of stress being us, like, just wanting
Yeah.
the game. I mean, with God of War 2018, people were excited, but obviously not as excited as we are right now. So I can't imagine having to, juggle all of these things, game development and, fans' expectations as well, right?
Yeah, and obviously they want to show off the game too. Remember last year when they finally like properly revealed the game in September, and the Twitter, like everyone in Santa Monica like posted their T-shirts,
Yeah.
and they're saying, "I worked on this and I worked on that, and like I made this character.
Yeah.
Like I'm very excited to play Tyr, whatever." Like all
Yeah.
those reveals, and it was so great, obviously, because you are working on something for years at a time, and you cannot speak about it and you cannot show anything.
Yeah, no,
and
no.
it's like of course it builds up. It's not like they're punishing, they hate their fans.
Yeah.
They're like they don't think about the fans. That's like, of course they don't. It's
And yeah, anyone
is-
who's involved with creating stuff and just putting it out in the public, like, kind of has that feeling as well. Like, oh, I'm making this thing, and I can't wait to show you guys, but not yet.
Yeah.
It's not ready
Right.
yet. Look at you with
Right.
your Corey reveal, like that. You didn't even tell me that. So
no, of course I want a genuine reaction. Also, what? Who? Never heard.
honestly, why would I expect anything else from you? That's just
Yeah.
like the most Midgard chronicler thing to do.
That's I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, but with that said, I'm gonna be going back in circles a lot with this thing. I get it. I feel empathy for them and all that. But what the fuck is going on, dude? What is going on? Like, Corey that day is like, oh guys, I'm sorry, we're not ready to show anything. The next day, Ragnarok is coming, motherfucker. I was like, what the stop?
I mean, look.
Stop, dude. Just stop.
It is coming. It is coming. We don't know when.
Yeah, we don't know
we don't
when,
know when
but-
they're gonna show it, but it is coming. And I mean, you got to keep positive. Out of this situation, the only thing that's that we can like derive that's good is that the game is still coming out and everyone's still very, very excited for it, both
Yeah.
the fans and the developer, of course. And we just gotta and it's clear that everyone's like super passionate about it, working on it. Obviously, it's Santa
Yeah.
Monica. What do you want? And you just gotta I guess reassure a little bit.
Even though Corey said that it was coming out in 2022, I'm not buying it yet. I mean, I'm buying the game. I'm not.
Well,
I
you
don't-
can't buy it yet.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think it's super odd that they just haven't shown anything yet. Okay. And there, like you said, there could be a number of reasons for that. Like they could be
Yeah.
redoing another part in the game or something. They just know that they can't come out and be like, it's coming out in 2023. Because if they do with a blog post without a trailer or something, fans are not gonna be happy. Even if they release like the delay announcement in a trailer, like they might get lashback. Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Backlash.
Backlash. What was I saying?
Blacklash.
The Blacklash. Yeah. So I don't know. Right now, I go back to this thing. I'm just tired of talking about God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. I'm depleted.
Time to talk about Ghost of Sparta. Okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
Is Thanatos the worst God of War villain?
Okay,
think
I had
he
to
is.
double think. Whenever you say Thanatos, I just think of Thanos. Did he
Thanos,
say it
yeah.
right? Am I thinking of it
I
right? Yeah.
did. that's off topic. About the release date, it's also in the documentary. They moved the last game several times. It was supposed to come out at the end of 2017, and then they moved it to March. I think it was like God of War 2's release date, so it's like super
Yeah, God of War
symbolic
is
or
always,
whatever.
they've always released in March around
Right.
that.
But then they realized that it wasn't ready yet, so they moved it to April. And the thing is that they never revealed those earlier dates. The only date they ever said is the April one.
Yeah.
And I remember there was an interview, the 100 rapid questions to Cory Barlog or something, and I think that was from January 2018. So like 3 months before the game actually came out, and the guy's like, "When is it coming out?" And what did Cory say? Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember now.
When
It's ready. When it's ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
So
say that a lot, yeah.
they weren't sure even then, like 3 months before release, when it's coming out, and they want to be 100% sure with the date, and that was in 2018 before all the things that will get you demonetized if I say them happened. The last 2 years before all that happened, and of course it's been delayed for a whole year now. But if we're sticking by that logic, if it's, let's pretend it's coming out in November or something, that means they're gonna be sure that they're coming out in November in August, which is, not now because it's July. So they're holding on to that for as long as they can until they're 100% sure, because it's painful if they're like, no one wants another Cyberpunk that's going to be the scapegoat till the end of time.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Cyberpunk sacrificed itself for the gaming industry. It has become like the example like of what not to do.
And they were hyping players up the whole time. There was like 1,000 like updates, and they showed off so much of the game, and then they just shit the bed.
And then there's the opposite as well with Horizon Forbidden West. Like I just kept seeing gameplay clips like nonstop. Like I don't want to play it anymore. Like I feel like it feels like I've seen the whole game. Like the thing with marketing is that it has to be just right, like with all things, right? But right now I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, another thing I was thinking of in terms of like, because you would think that they would be sporadically revealing and releasing stuff building up to the release date. Another example of like not doing that is the last Lego Star Wars game that came out in April. That game had a very bad development. There was like a ton of crunch and everything, and it was supposed to come out in 2020, but then the thing happened, and obviously they had to move it like 3 times. I think they moved it, and it just came out this year in April. And I've been following it pretty closely. I'm a big fan of Lego games and stuff, and they wouldn't update the fans or the players on anything for like an entire year.
Yeah.
So it was like reveal trailer, then in June, I think, at E3 2019. Then there was like one in December for the last Star Wars movie that came out, and then they waited until August, I think, to show like on Gamescom to show one, and then they waited a whole year to show it again and say, "Oh, sorry, we've moved it again." So like there was so much space between any sort of information. It was very difficult to wait. But the thing is, they revealed the release date this January for April. So like pretty much exactly like God of War 2018, 3 months before. And then they just started bombarding people with trailers, and they were on every conference, and there was like literally like 3 different trailers came out, and there was like a gameplay showcase like all 3 months before release. And guess what? It was like the top selling game for the entirety of April, at least for like 4 or 5 weeks. It was the biggest, like, even of course it's Star Wars, it's popular, but like you would think that people were talking about hype dying down, but the moment something new drops, it's gonna go higher than ever.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't necessarily need to be fed with information or reveals or something all the time, because obviously it's painful to wait 9 months. But as soon as something happens, the hype is gonna be even higher than in September. It's gonna be through the roof, especially if they release a date. And if they once that pre-order starts, I'm sure it's gonna be more steady kind of reveals, because they're gonna be sure that it's coming out and they're ready to show the game. But right now, I guess they're just taking the quiet approach. and it worked out well with the Lego Star Wars game. So I'm sure it's gonna be. I mean, come on, where's God of War and where's Lego Star Wars? I mean, it's a pretty big game, but it's not God of War. Nothing's God of War.
Well, I mean, but it is
So
Star Wars.
I mean, it is. But
Star Wars
it's Lego
sells itself.
Star
It's
Wars,
like
you know?
Spider-Man. You know, it's just one of
No,
those IPs.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, I understand, but I mean, now I can't think of anything that's even closely as that's the biggest game of the year. Like
Starfield, man. What are you talking about? Starfield. That game looks amazing.
It wasn't it moved to 2023.
Yeah,
I'm talking
it
about
was a joke. I don't think.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
a
think.
joke.
I don't think a game
I'm
looks that good.
sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
Santa Monica is part of Xbox now, so
It is. Yeah, they're releasing it on Game Pass, man.
they're gonna, Corey and Todd are gonna
Yeah.
release a podcast together. That'll be fun.
And one of the things to keep in mind with this game is that, yeah, to us it feels a lot longer because we're all so hyped about it, like, so hyped for it, right? And we don't realize that this is normal game development stuff, that they take a long time sometimes.
Yep. And consider everything that's happened in the world for the last 2 years. We're 3 now.
I honestly think Santa Monica, after this game, after God of War Ragnarok, they're going to take a break from God of War. Even though it's going to make a lot of money, I think they're going to end up taking a break. Just from this past experience, they might have to. They might be like, nah, we're not going to work on God of War for a while.
Well, I mean, people are saying Corey's working on something, even though he's like the creative director, so he's like above everyone else.
He's he's like the head of the studio, isn't he? He's like the
right. No, he's not the head of the studio, but he's like the creative director, and that's kind of someone who overlooks all the other directors.
All the other.
Yeah. So if there's 2 games, I'm pretty sure there's 2 games in development right now, and he kind of checks that everything's okay with both of them, basically. Yeah. So I don't know if he's actually working on something himself.
Yeah. Like you said, like he moved up in the hierarchy of Santa Monica. Like you said, he's on top now. He's not gonna be directing anything anymore. He's more gonna be overseeing all the games and stuff.
It's time to tweet all day.
Yeah.
Just post thoughts all the time.
But yeah, what are you excited to play then? Like how with God of War Ragnarok, like you've kind of just let it go for a while. I know I have.
I don't have a problem with waiting.
Yeah.
But when people hype up that it's coming every 2 weeks, it's hard not to get hyped yourself and then get burnt over it. If there was no leaks and no one was really like waiting for something, it would have been like a smooth sail.
Yeah.
Because like the hardest part of the wait is the last few weeks and days.
Yeah.
That's when it's painful. When you pre-order it and you're waiting for it, that's painful. It's okay.
I mean, another theory was that Santa Monica saw like the excitement for a gameplay reveal or a story trailer, and all they had was a collector's edition. So they just, they're not gonna like this, so let's just move it, right?
I mean, they would have known that the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's surprising. Everyone just wants to see gameplay all the time. What am I excited for? It's a little sad, but not much.
Not much. I have no happiness in my life. No big deal.
I'm just watching The Boys and Stranger Things right now.
I gotta
Better Call Saul's coming.
I gotta sit down and watch those two. I started Stranger Things and I started The Boys, and I just can't get focused enough on either one of them. I know they're good shows and I like them, but I just can't do it. I don't know.
There's a lot going on. There's so many characters.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's very hard to keep track of what's happening. But in terms of games, the closest things that I'm most excited about, like nothing that comes out this year is very exciting to me. Like Gotham Knights doesn't look very good, and it sucks. Arkham's games are like with like pretty much on like the same level as God of War in terms of how much I love the series.
And they have a trilogy, They're pretty popular games,
those games are like my childhood, my holy grail, really, for games. But Gotham Knights just doesn't look like something that interests me. And Hogwarts looks pretty good, but like RPG stuff, I'll see. It looks fun. Maybe I'll get that.
are you also not big on RPGs?
No, I'm not. I was very happy
best friend.
listening to you and Mayo talk about it. And I'm like, they need to get rid of all the RPG stuff in Ragnarok. I just can't. All those materials, all that, and the armor.
After what happened a couple days, I was actually thinking of making a video called like God of War Ragnarok might suck or something, just to lower people's expectations. Like just
people are gonna hate you for that.
Oh yeah, dude. I have like my controversial views on the series, and people already hate me. I'm pretty sure, right? Your
controversial views are nothing compared to my controversial views.
Which are?
Should I spoil it now?
Wait, game-wise? Like God of War wise?
God of War wise, yeah.
Were you planning on making a video or? Okay, go
I
ahead.
will at some point.
Go
I'm
ahead, go
sure
ahead, go ahead. You were gonna say.
everything is content, Cuba. Do you remember?
I should know that, huh?
I don't like God of War 3 very much.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah,
But
I have a lot to say about that. But,
Okay. Okay.
I'm
That
sure
that
we'll get
is
into that.
very controversial. You don't like
It
God
is.
of War 3 at all.
I know. It's I have a difficult relationship with that game.
I honestly
Yeah.
can't wait to watch this video because God of War 3 was for the longest time my favorite in the series. But it's just
Yeah.
funny how we grow up as gamers as well, like how we change our opinions and things. I'll open up about something that happened to me after playing God of War 2018. So in 2013 I played The Last of Us, right? And I kept saying, no, God of War 3 is still better. Like I get it, The Last of Us has a better story and all that, but God of War 3 is still the best. But then when God of War 2018 came out, I was praising God of War 2018 for the same reason people were praising The Last of Us. So I saw that I wasn't being very objective when I was picking out my games and stuff, like what was my favorite game. And in this year, I've kind of just thought about that even more and like made it more concrete what I like in games, right? Like I was being completely honest with you, like no, I don't like RPG stuff. I love mechanics over RPGs any time of the day. It's just how it is, right?
Definitely.
And I also like shorter games. I don't know, like I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok, but there's
avoiding spoilers is gonna be a mess because like even if you dedicate the entire week, it's gonna take a week to play through that game just not to get anything spoiled. And like obviously for us it's kind of a job, for you specifically, so you have to like shut everything off to make sure you don't get spoiled anything, and then you have to play through the 40 hours of story and whatnot.
I don't recommend people watch. Sorry, still feels like crap. I don't recommend people watching YouTube channels that dedicate themselves to showing cutscenes and stuff. There's nothing wrong with those channels. It's just that when you watch them all the time, that's their job. Like they're like, oh, Kratos kills Deimos or something. Kratos kills Atreus in cold blood. Like those are gonna be the titles you're gonna be seeing. So I suggest not watching those channels like a month prior to the release date, so YouTube kind of forgets about them and doesn't recommend them to you, because you will get spoilers. There might be even leaks like The Last of Us. Like there might be story leaks,
And you can get a browser extension that blocks words. Like I do that for like every big movie that comes out. I just like put in like a bunch of like character names and the film name and the locations and everything, and it just kind of blocks all the videos and posts. It's a mess. But
you underestimate the power of internet trolls. Like this is.
Well, I know it also doesn't work very well. I'm like, that's literally the name of the show right here. It's supposed to be blocked, but that's the whole thing. Extreme Gameplays is really upset that I don't like God of War 3. Listen, I think there are elements in that game that are the best in the series to this day, but then there are things that really irk me. And I'm going to make a video about that at some point. I have a lot to say about that game. There's a lot to be said. Hey, if you like it, I absolutely understand why you like it. There's a lot to like in that game.
I've gone back to looking at the games as well. Like people regard God of War 2 as the best, and I also did that as well. But I noticed that game has a ridiculous amount of puzzles, and I was this was first brought to my attention by Konoruki when she started playing it on her channel. Like, why is there so many puzzles? And the reason why I don't see that anymore is because I know how to solve them. I'm like, oh, I know what to do here. So the game feels smooth as butter. So in a way, I have to judge this game in the dark. I'm like, I have to imagine that the first time I played this, it was pain going to YouTube just to look up a solution to this thing, right?
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see. What's that?
I'm trying to remember if I ever like had to look up a puzzle solution for a God of War puzzle. Maybe one in Ascension or something.
I remember having to look up the one in God of War 3 with Hades, the one where you have to spin the wheels thing and like put the weight thing on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
With the statue of Hades, that one with the chains.
Yeah, where you have to open up his arms so you can break through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember being stuck on that.
Yeah, too. I'm pretty sure I was stuck on the garden as well. Even though I regard the garden as one of the best puzzles, but it's so intricate. Like there's so many steps to it, right?
I figured it out. I was very proud of myself.
You figured it out. That's good.
Yeah. I guess
But
I have somewhat of a brain.
but I honestly can't wait to see that God of War 3 video because it's good that at least the God of War fan base now it's just being more objective as to how we judge these games because it's
Mm.
much better for Santa Monica to be like, oh, okay, so you don't like these things. It's I don't like just
Yeah.
being a fanboy anymore. Like, oh my god, everything about this game is perfect. No, let's just
Yeah, 100%. Like you clearly and me too in the last few months you've been talking about the shortcomings of 2018, and I think it's very important. Like it's my favorite game of all time, like bar none. It's
Okay.
like I made a whole YouTube personality
Yeah.
because of it, and I've obviously played all the games in the series too because of it. But because it's so like sacred to me, if you will, I really want those things that are not as good to
To
be
be
improved.
and you start to
Right.
find justifications for them. You're like, no, it's actually good and stuff. Like,
No, that's not what I mean.
what do you mean?
Like they irk me,
Okay.
but because there's so much good, those small things they don't matter as much, but they're still there. And for Ragnarok, I want them to be improved. Like the 2018 is such a great foundation. All they really need to do is like solidify the good things, which is like the story and the combat and obviously the environments and whatnot, and improve. That's what God of War 2 did, right? It took like it's just smoother. There is like more variety to locations and characters, and it's just really what Ragnarok needs to do, and get rid of Niflheim and and the armor system, and that's it. You're
What do
golden.
you didn't like Niflheim as in like the procedurally
It-
generated stuff?
it was just boring. I mean,
Yeah,
like you have
it
to
was a
like
grind,
get
yeah.
all those mist echoes to open the portals and stuff, and it's just you just run around in a circle time after time. I mean, it's fun to fight, but I remember putting on a podcast and I'm like, all right, let's go. And just like I
Yeah.
just like went through it just to get it done because I wanted to plat it, and
And
and to
I was
get through
really
it, it's just
expecting something big at the end, like a big, I don't know, something awesome, a reward, right? I mean, the blade pummels, which is the Apollo's health thing, like they're pretty good, but it doesn't feel rewarding. Like for all that work I did,
yeah.
I just don't know. I just,
I mean, you got an achievement.
I,
Uh,
yeah, it doesn't do
Yeah,
it for me.
I was thinking about. I'm gonna make a video soon about like why we're going to all 9 realms in the next
Okay.
game. That's like gonna be my last probably God of War like prediction kind
Okay.
of thing.
Okay.
And so we got new news because like why are we going back to Niflheim if we got Ragnarok to stop? There's got to be something important back there.
I mean, a big part of this Ragnarok story is that we're gonna be gathering allies to help us fight in
Yeah,
Ragnarok, right? So
definitely.
it's gonna be interesting seeing that because that has never happened in the God of War series. It's always been yourself taking on the gods and all that, right?
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting seeing like all of these allies and how it ends up working, right?
Yeah,
But
but Niflheim is like there's no one there.
and it's
But
ugly,
I,
and
I
it's freaking ugly too. Like that's
yeah,
something
I
I've recently started attacking on God of War 2018. It's not the artist; it's more like the art direction. It just looks so plain sometimes. Like it's just Niflheim is just a misty place with some dirt.
yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah.
interesting looking. I don't know.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Muspelheim is pretty gray as well.
It's a
But,
fire. It's a volcano. There's nothing.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Vanaheim. That's gonna be cool. Like all
Vanaheim,
the
yeah,
trees and
with all the
stuff,
trees,
and
yeah.
Asgard, obviously. But
What do you think about the shields, though? That's something I don't think I've ever talked to with anyone
I
else.
don't really understand how they're gonna affect gameplay.
Bruno
'Cause, like,
tweeted
it's-
recently that people have overlooked the shields or something like
Mm.
they haven't really theorized about what the shields could be. I don't.
Yeah, I don't
understand.
know. I don't really like the look of the non-circular shields. It looks, I think it looks much better as a shield and looks like a Spartan shield and everything. Like especially with the paint job you get.
Yeah.
And those like when you get like this like weird like not square like rounded square
Yeah,
shape. Like, I mean it's I'll have to see what they do in gameplay and how they affect that. It's interesting. I'm glad they're deepening the the combat system, but like, does that mean we have to get more armor pieces?
Yeah,
You gotta
I
unlock
think
shields now
so.
as well.
I think you're gonna have to unlock shields, and that's the thing that really scares me. It's people are gonna end up cycling through runic attacks. Like, so you're gonna have another one. You're gonna have the blades, the axe,
Right.
the bow,
Yeah.
and then the
like
shield as
once
well.
you get the blades, I mean, people use the fists just for fun, I guess, or if you're like someone like Extreme Gameplays or like GBG who just like do whatever they can.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even comprehend what's going on with that. And like they're like, okay, fist only, whatever. Or like,
It's
I think
what
that's the most
GBG
hyped
does by
challenge.
breaking the game. It's beautiful and ugly at the same time. Like Kratos is doing all of these weird animations. He's clipping through the
Yeah,
chains.
he's like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
what do you
because he's
guys?
like he's pulling out the
It's
blades and the axe.
it's beautiful how they can break the game, but I don't understand how they figured it out. I still don't know how to do that dash thing, like one John Ford does in
Yeah.
his speed runs. I don't know how to do that shit either. So
I just don't. I'm not very good at video games. I just
yeah,
play. I like that's why I'm a lore guy
yeah,
because I'm gonna leave the gameplay stuff to those guys who
yeah.
know what they're doing, and I'm just gonna like talk about like this rune. What does that?
So
What those
you
runes
actually
mean?
played God of War 2018 before you played the other
First.
games? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah. It's like a complete coincidence or
okay,
a chronicle or origin story, everyone.
yeah,
The thing started in March 2020, and I think I may have been right before quarantine or right after. I just bought it because it was on sale, and I heard good things, and the combat looked like something that I like because like I'm on combat, like I like combat games like Arkham games and Spider-Man and stuff.
hmm
That's kind of my and Shadow of Mordor. That's kind of my kind of game. And
So, I mean, the three games you mentioned are the ones where
they're
you
not.
press
Yeah, I know
triangle
they're.
by counter, and then like
Yeah,
you
that
like that
it
type of
took time.
combat?
I'm just more used to it, but
Okay,
I think I've grown up to like the parry system more because you got it in God of War and then Ghost of Tsushima, and it requires more skill
yeah.
and then just a counter attack. Even though that's nostalgic for me and it's a bit easier, but it's also fun. It's just like more dumb fun, like punching people. And I've heard of Kratos, obviously. Like I remember seeing like this like angry guy with the goatee and the blades like
Yeah.
around when I was growing up, but I never like they never really attracted me the old games. But this one, it's just like I didn't have any expectation. I didn't have any connection to the character or anything or to the world really. And by the end of it, I cared so much.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it just grabbed me
So
and
for you, it's the story that sold you
yeah,
on the experience. Like it's the one that
yeah,
helped it.
100%. It's the story and the lore and how they present this world to you, like the
Yeah,
whole thing. Like obviously Mimir is a great help.
yeah,
Like I like mythology and stuff. Period. I wasn't an expert by any means of Norse mythology. I'm like Baldur. Who's that? I don't know.
yeah,
Like I thought it's Loki.
yeah.
Like I knew Thor, Loki, Heimdall, and well, Thor, obviously Marvel
And
movie
Odin, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and it just like it's just so well done, and it's so like this character like I didn't have like obviously you who've been playing since 2005. It's a huge like deal for you to see him like so different, right? With
Yeah,
a
it's interesting. Yeah,
with a new like with a beard and a new voice actor and like with like him getting the blades, obviously it
yeah,
doesn't resonate with me as much as it does with you. Like it just can't happen because I don't have nostalgic feelings for it. I understand it much better
yeah,
now that I'm a self-proclaimed expert.
yeah.
Not really, but but
That's one of the things I hate about being a God of War YouTuber is that you're expected to know your shit, like all of it, right? And I'm
yeah,
human. I'm gonna make mistakes, and so are you. You know, we're not gonna be
yeah, of
perfect at this,
course.
right?
But
But
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to learn things.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it
and
is.
it's fun to know when someone's asking this obscure question. Like, I know the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, or like you can not make up, but like you can figure out a logical solution. Like, why does his nipple change? That's a great question. Uh,
Yeah.
and you gotta know.
10 out of 10
And
video.
yeah, and by the end of it, I was like, you know, this ending, like the 4-hit combo. You know, you got the final fight with Baldur and like his spoilers for
Dude,
God of War.
to this
on
day,
this
I still
channel.
get comments of people telling me like, spoilers! Like, why'd you click on a video
re-
that says why I think Baldur will return? Like, why'd
I
you click on that
released-
video?
I
Yeah.
released a little video, the last one I made. It's from God of War 1. And someone was like, "Oh, well, thanks for spoiling the game."
Yeah.
And it's like the part where he jumps at the end, and like, it's this game's 17 years old. Also, what are you doing on this channel?
Yeah.
Anyway, that combo of like Baldur's like death and Frey's promise. That's probably my favorite cutscene in the game and like my favorite moment.
Yeah.
and then going to Jotunheim and the mural reveal. It's like it builds up so well, and
Yeah.
then obviously the mental like resolution of like finally spreading the ashes, and I'm like, he's gonna say sun now,
Yeah.
and he does. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
And then the Loki hits.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, because I'm like,
It
I'm
sounds
going
like
through
the ending just did it for you. Like up until that point, it's like
did
it was
it
okay, but it's like
100%.
the ending is the
No,
one.
it was fun. It was a little dragged a little too much in the beginning after the Baldur fight until you reach Freya. That part is a little
Yeah.
dull to me still. But like, yeah, as it unravels and you learn more about this world and you get Mimir, and that's when things really brighten up. And then yeah, the Loki thing, I was like, he must be here somewhere, but no one's ever mentioning him.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? And I mean, to some people it was obvious. It wasn't for me. I'm like, oh, that's like a big deal.
I still have one big theory. I have like 2 or 3 more Ragnarok theories left, or maybe 4. Like among those, like there's one big one, and it's about Loki that I'm saving still, and I'm not gonna upload it now. For one thing, I'm just not excited to talk about the game, so I'm gonna save it for later. I've gone back
Yeah.
to just covering the old games in the series.
That's good. That's what me and Kuba have been talking about. I'm like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
are you not talking about the older games?
Yeah, we've been talking
Yeah,
about
but
the whole.
he is now.
Yeah, I am now.
'Cause
Yeah.
he's too tired of Ragnarok.
I'm too
officially.
tired. I can't
Yeah.
be like I'm so excited for this game. I'm not. I mean, I'm excited, but only when I see it.
Yeah,
Right now, I'm like,
we just
yeah,
stretched this trailer thin.
Yeah.
The one we have, all that stuff. Like, I'm so tired of looking at it because I have to put in every video because there's no footage. And, like, I'm looking at the same shots of them paddling through Svartalheim every time.
no,
And
and
that's,
with it has kind of made me realize like what's gonna be after in my channel after the game comes out. I don't know if I can do this for another 5 years like this whole stretch of like just
Yeah.
having to upload God of War videos. There's still things I like to talk about from the older games. There's a lot of interesting things in the novel, but I just see a lot of non-excitement in the fan base after a game comes out, or they're not looking forward to anything, right? So
yeah.
and like you said, like having to watch the same clips over and over again, like that's our job, just having to watch the same clips again and again. Like, oh, I'm gonna use this clip here. It gets tiring. It really does. And
Yeah, the hardest part of making a God of War video specific, or any, I guess, gaming video, maybe theory video, I don't know, is like collecting all the clips. Because
Yeah.
like I'm working on a video right now, it's hopefully gonna come out on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and it involves cutscenes and elements from every Greek game. And I gotta pick all of it out. I've gotta decide, like, okay, what moments do I need? I need this part of the Theseus boss fight, whatever. And I gotta grab it, because, obviously, and I gotta, like, I gotta find the right video, and I gotta, like, crop it and find it. I can't record right now. So I gotta steal other people's stuff. and then I spend 45 minutes crediting every YouTuber at the bottom of the video.
Yeah.
Which I don't have to do, but I think I think
I can send you I can send you my my clips. Oh, well, I mean, my earlier God of War games clips are not good. They're like the quality's not that good. But I pretty much know where every scene in the games are. For one thing, I've played them
Yeah.
so many times, and you're practically new to the series, I think, right? And maybe you find it harder
Yeah.
to looking for those clips, right? But for me, I
Yeah.
know where they are. It's just like the repetitiveness of just having to do it again and again, right? So
I mean, I know where things are because before I made this channel, it was just like a year and a half of just absorbing this. Like, I played through the game, and I forgot to mention, obviously, the Thor reveal at the end. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm buying the next one, like 100%. And then I just delved into it. Like, I watched every Cory Barlog interview that existed at the time on the internet, like everything. And then I'm like, okay, gotta watch the Greek stuff. Like, I didn't know I could play them at the time because I don't think PS Now was a thing. And then PS Now came out, like, okay, grand, let's go. And I played through all that. And then the algorithm really likes you because I'm like, oh, theories, who blew the horn?
Yeah.
Who's the man on the mural? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, the big questions. This guy is doing
yeah.
he's answering the big questions. And that's
Man, I mean,
how
like
I
my
kind
earlier videos were shit, man. I still have them up, but they were crap. Whew.
Are you telling me the eagle is not the phoenix from the
Oh,
other
dude.
guy?
I mean, that was insane. I've
Listen,
But it's
look where
funny,
you
like
are now.
after I met you, I've gone back to adding more like funny clips, like being more
Good,
cheesy. It's like
good.
I've allowed myself to be more cheesy because like I said, like it gets so repetitive and so insanely frustrating sometimes that you need to just let some steam out. Be like, ha ha ha.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I'm working on this video and like I have this edit that's flat out stupid, but I'm keeping it there because
Good.
it's just good for my psyche. Just like be like, ha ha.
100%. It's
But
great. I
yeah.
mean, your older videos, they're very silly, and I love it. Like that red orb video we talked about, the fan theory or
It's
something. I don't remember what it was, but I laughed out loud. I watched it, LOL, as they say, the
there's
kids.
a cringy part there that I wasn't an atheist back then. I'm not gonna get into this topic. I wasn't an atheist back then, but I think I have a Richard Dawkins joke like in there. Like it was so ridiculous. Like
Yeah,
within
I
that,
had no idea who this guy is. I
it,
don't know
yeah,
what you're talking
it's
about.
freaking insane. Yeah, it's such a specific joke that no one's gonna understand. But like, it's just it's dumb. But
It's for you.
yeah,
That's what matters.
yeah.
Like I wouldn't like make a video something like
Are you
I
gonna
wouldn't
be
ignore it.
streaming the game when it comes out? Like, what's your plan when the game comes out? Like, what do you?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm obviously getting the collector's edition, whatever that is.
Me too.
It got leaked, but again, the lesson is we don't listen to leaks until it's confirmed officially.
But
Okay.
I'm getting the
That's
collector's edition. That's totally
no,
not
but
official.
I mean, I know it's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
know we're gonna get one, and I read what's in it, but I'm not gonna believe it until I see it.
Do you like it though? Like, do you like what it's offering? Like the
Yeah,
you do?
it
Okay.
sounds cool. I mean, like the leak is like it's it's Mjolnir, like full size, and then they're doing like a map again. I don't know of what. Like, is it in the whole Nine Realms or just Midgard again? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're right. Yeah.
And those like pins and stuff. Like, I missed out on the 2018 collection, obviously, and it sucks. I really want it.
I
It
mean,
looks
you
great.
can
Like
probably
that
still
whole
find it
map.
on eBay, right? Yeah.
I'm sure maybe like I don't have a lot of God of War stuff.
Yeah.
Like I gotta start building my back wall like you. I'm like, oh look
Dude,
at all that
why?
stuff.
No, I look. I honestly, I what I truly recommend, like from my years of experience, just get a fucking green screen. Like, don't even bother, dude. Look at this fucking mess. Look at this thing. I have beard oil here. It's
Nice.
VR that I never use. It's a freaking mess. Okay. At least I don't know how to handle a setup like a studio. I just can't do it. I'm actually
I mean,
thinking
I
of
don't
just,
really have space for a studio.
Yeah.
Like I'm not home right now, but I'm sitting in a bedroom. And
You're
when
not
I'm
home.
making videos, huh?
You're at home.
Well, I'm at my partner's parents' home right now.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So
Okay.
it's not my home, and
Gotcha.
there I don't have space for an office either. I'm sitting in my bedroom as well. There's like a bed, a table, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm like I'm in between making videos. So
Gotcha.
I mean, my plan is like I'm probably gonna do an unboxing thing for the collector's edition,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously game review, spoiler, non-spoiler. Then what? I mean, there's so much in this game we have no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's gonna be like so many ideas are gonna spring up, like ending explained, like what happens next.
I'm gonna
What
have
is
to.
the,
I'm
like,
gonna
the
have to
big,
risk.
the biggest questions and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And
I'm gonna have to resist the urge to upload lore videos like day one. I want to at least play the game 3 times just to get it, just
Yeah.
sponge all the information up and then like start making lore and theory videos, right? So I'm personally thinking of like doing a review as well. Like whenever I get the game, I do a review,
Mhm.
and then maybe stream it for my members only. Like just do something
Yeah.
like that. And I know I'm gonna get people who are gonna try to leak the game, like just spoil the ending. So I'm gonna warn you
close
guys
your
like,
DMs.
beforehand. Yeah, yeah. That's something
Yeah,
I don't understand about Santa Monica employees. Why don't they just close the DMs? Like, why would you keep it? I don't even keep mine open. Like, I
know.
have to follow people in order if they want to text me. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But
I mean, I don't know. They want to be open. Well, I mean, good question. I have no idea. Should ask them.
yeah,
Because
You
you
get on the
work
phone
for
right
them.
now. What are you talking
After
about? You're
all.
Cory Barlog, dude. I can ask you.
Who?
Just ask you.
Who?
Who? Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna just the week before the game comes out, I'm gonna log out of everything, like YouTube and stuff. I'm just gonna log out and watch, like, gonna manually put in the channels that I want to look at, non God of War related, obviously, and just
You're gonna
watch
flag me. Huh? Let's see how it is. Let's see how it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
He gets so serious. That's right.
It's part of the deal,
Yeah.
man. I can't.
Yeah. But I mean I think we pretty much just again like there wasn't much to talk about. It was just to address like the toxicity of the fan base and what the hell's
Yeah.
going on with the marketing for the game and stuff. But
Yeah. Be patient. It's gonna happen. Like it's been building up for so long. It's
I'm
gonna be
that's the thing. I live in constant fear because like this is my job, right? Like just covering this stupid game, and
You don't have to.
I'm going to the States on July 17th, and I have a feeling that the reveal is gonna happen like that, like around that time. And
That was
I'm
my
not
fear
like
when
you.
I was
I
in the
can't
woods.
record in my wife's parents' place. It makes me too self-conscious. Be like, hey, how's it going, guys? Captain Cuba here. I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't know.
I have a roommate and I have to record videos.
Oh man, that would
with
be
the-
pain if
I'm
I
like,
had to do that. Yeah.
like I'm like I have a lot of plans for videos and like some of them require me to be loud and I'm just like, oh.
What is the next one you're working on? Do you want to say or do you want to keep it a surprise?
It's the next one I'm working on right now. It's like an edit. It's kind of a music video of sorts. You're gonna see. It's
Oh my
pretty,
god, yeah, you
it's
told me.
pretty
I'm
cool.
sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
did
sorry.
tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do the 9 realms thing, where we're going to all 9 realms, and then we'll see. I have like a few plans. Like we talked about me doing a short. I know what I'm doing with that. And a couple parody videos.
I
a
have to
couple
do
those things.
a full like timeline explain or something like before the game comes out. I've been wanting to do one of those things, but I wanted it to be a super long video. I wanted it to be like super detailed, like
Right.
just tiny things that not a lot of people know, right? But that's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna release it, upload it. Look at that, talking about releasing. I'm gonna upload it like near the release of the game or something.
Yeah, I have an idea for a video. Like, it's kind of like yours, but it's Chronicles TMC style.
TMC style.
And it's like a recap of all the old games.
Yeah.
But obviously, it may not necessarily be the most serious video out there.
I
but,
still
like,
remember that comment you got, like, what the fuck is with this channel? Everything is so childish, and you're like, I'm gonna have this on my gravestone.
I did, yeah. No, that guy, he's like, he commented, like, I replied to him, and he commented, like, I came to you from Captain Cuba. I don't know what he sees in you. And I'm like,
Dude,
like, I don't know what he sees
you're a
in me.
freaking riot, man. Like you're the funniest out of all of us, man. And I just
No, Extreme Gameplay is the funny.
he is pretty funny too. Like I laugh with
Did you see the God of War 2 the last video he made? He uploads 2 1-hour videos a week. And then like 3 more. I don't know how he does it. It is like the funniest thing in the world.
He's in
I
that
don't understand.
he's in that stage of just grinding it out, which I was for a while, like just uploading videos every single day. I would like write one at night, record like the script, and then edit it and upload it at 5. Like it was insane, and I wish him luck, but I feel like that energy is gonna run out eventually, right? I don't mean to like.
He's doing what he's doing. He's
He's doing a good job.
He just quit his job and he's doing it full time now. So that's awesome for him.
Yeah,
I love him very much. This is a great community. Like the thing is, like those 2 people who send terrible DMs and dick pics and whatever, it's just 2 people, and that unfortunately those are the people who make the headlines because that's how news works.
Yeah,
that's how it works. But like what I've learned coming into here, like I haven't been around for very long, and I've only received love and support. Like there is a guy who's like, why are you so childish? But that's the point. Those are the people I want to get.
Yeah,
so I live off of that. But like I release a trailer reaction for Summer Game Fest, and everyone's like, haha, you got me, instead of like, you, like, I hate you. Everyone's like, ha ha ha, it's funny, but it's sad. I'm like, yes, it is. And they're like, it's so positive, and like every time I release something, it just warms my heart. And it's like, I know the God of War community is great. Is just a wonderful community. Like this is our main guy. This is the biggest person in the community, and he's like so selfless. And he's like the guy asked him to demonetize his stream because he got demonetized, and he just does it like that, like no problem. This is like the sort of kindness we're dealing with here. Like all the biggest names in this community, like you and John, whatever, everyone's I'm so happy everyone's just an adequate, kind, like forgiving, caring person. It's so great.
It's a
And
shtick, man. I'm just investing in pot of cast people, just people so I can invite later on. It's just I'm recycling content here. Don't worry about it, man.
right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen,
I gotta bring stream gameplays now.
you should. It's
No,
very great. Yeah.
I do want to talk to him whenever we get a better look at the gameplay. I want to
Yeah.
talk to him and GBG as well, right?
The expert, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is like really indicative of the times how low we've gone. Like this is the podcast that has David Jaffe and Corey Barlog and Eric Williams, and then now you're talking to the Nipple Man. That's like that. That's
The
what's
Nipple Man.
happened. Yeah.
I'm like scraping it, man, just scraping. But no, I like having these things. I was inspired a lot by Joe Rogan, how he has like conversation and stuff. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but I like the idea of just talking to people, right, and just getting, get
That's
to
what
pick
a
their brain.
podcast is.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah, pot of cast, man. Someone said I should name it Pot of War or something like. Yeah, that's better.
That's what I thought.
That's better, but I'm bad at making names. After
Too
all,
late.
What the hell is Captain Cuba? What the hell even is that? But
Are we gonna? Let's see if we have any questions from the chat. 'Cause, I wanna like. The thing is, like another thing, I'm very happy to have finally happened is like, this year and a half, I've been building up to opening this channel. Like even almost 2 years actually. I've been like absorbing all the God of War like lore and info, and then I just started coming up with all the answers to things, and it's just like so great to like finally like let it out. When you tweeted it about like what did Callisto say Zeus's name in Ghost of Sparta, I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, let's go. I know
That's
I've
an
been
interesting
thinking
topic, yeah.
about this. It's like finally time to like let
Yeah.
you know my stuff, and like
the one thing I
appreciate that
realized
people-
with that question is that it was so divisive that it made me realize that just Santa Monica did a bad job of portraying the information. Like if it's so divisive, if it's 50-50, there's something wrong here that just didn't click with the people playing the game. Sorry, you were saying something else.
What is my favorite ice cream flavor? Daniel's asking. I mean, vanilla, because I'm a basic white guy. But also,
Do you really?
I
You like vanilla?
I like vanilla. I
It's
don't
so
like
plain,
chocolate.
dude. You know what?
I know.
What?
Chocolate ice cream is like too chocolate. You know what? Sometimes there's too much chocolate. Like I love chocolate, but I can't eat chocolate ice cream. But if we're talking like gelato, I like the combination of hazelnut and lemon. That's great because it's like sweet and you got the lemon, the sour, and it's like So I
It's
like
like,
to think I got a
What do you
little
think?
taste. Thank you for the question. Very important.
Yeah. Perhaps making these games at once isn't the smartest move for continuity. Oh, like making games in bulk.
3 games at once.
I
Yeah,
mean-
I mean it was 2 at once, wasn't it? 3 and Ghost of Sparta.
Naughty Dog does it all the time. I'm pretty sure like they're making 3 games at once now. Like they're doing like 3 games and.
I think that moment, I think it just wasn't communicated very well in the direction. That's it. With the Callisto thing,
Yeah.
I like all the hints say that she didn't say the name. Like the logic behind it and the fact that he was like surprised for a second in God of War 2 because it's supposed to be the big reveal. Because if Athena's like, your son, and he's like, I know.
Yeah.
I know he's my father, and he never addresses him as his father
But
before.
see, I
that
always
moment.
took like God of War 2 scene to mean that you dare call him my father when he never really was my father. It's like my father. Like it's because they didn't really dwell on that plot twist long enough. It was like Zeus
No,
is your
they
father,
didn't.
and it's like almost
Yeah.
everybody knew. Like the whole story was about guy. I kept telling you, oh, the cycle. It's all about like fathers killing their sons. Like doesn't Kratos? Can't he just get it? It's like this is what.
I don't think he really cared
Yeah.
up until that point.
Yeah.
He was busy. But he calls Zeus father throughout the entire God of War, throughout God of War 3. Like, what will you do, father? All that, And
Yeah.
he's like, your son has returned. He never says that before.
Yeah.
He just goes, Zeus!
Yeah.
And
That was a nice dude. Do it again. That was nice.
listen, I've been practicing.
That was good, man.
I'm gonna spoil another thing. I'm gonna do I'm planning on doing a little like I call it God of War, but everyone is calm and reasonable.
Okay.
and it's gonna be like alternative conversations which are like logical that resolve all the conflicts, and I'm gonna like do a couple impressions, so look out
That's
for
good.
that. But listen, I'm not gonna top AJ, obviously. Like Hedgehog is
Oh,
a
my
master.
guy's insane.
um
Yeah.
it's I can scream Kratos like, but I can't keep it on.
Yeah.
Like I can go Ares, and that wasn't
Would
good. Like I'm too scared to
a lot
scream
of
right now.
people would like to see TC Carson make some sort of return, like as in a
Mm.
flashback or something in God of War Ragnarok. Would you like that?
Um, it's a difficult question. Extreme Gameplays made a video about why there's not going to be a remake, and
Oh, you're
because
right. Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
a bit of bad blood between TC and Sony,
Yeah.
apparently, because of like the whole thing, and it sucks. But I think I was thinking about that, and I would really like him to come back. Um, and I think if they give him like if they're gonna say we're sorry, and here's a giant case of money for you.
Here's a
I
money
think
bag.
I think it's gonna be fine. I think he'll be happy to come back.
I
I mean,
yeah.
it's gonna be awkward because
Him and
it,
Chris.
yeah,
In this.
Chris already did the moment from God of War 3 and
Yeah.
Helheim, so
Yeah.
he already voiced him kind of. But I don't know if he can do the TC Kratos as well. Their voices are very different,
Yeah.
and it's just. I mean, I hope he comes back if they do a remake. Actually, I don't want them to change anything. I want them to use the same kind of sound, all the sound recordings from the old games,
Okay.
because it's going to be hard to replicate, especially because like a few people have died, unfortunately. Like the Atlas, I
Michael.
don't remember his name. Michael Duncan,
Michael. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and Rip Torn, who's
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also passed away. So it's gonna be, and they're big names, obviously, and they're pretty iconic in their roles. So it's gonna be hard to like replace them,
You know, I
right?
never thought
And
about. I mean, I don't. I think if a character is big enough, like no matter what happened to the voice actor, they're gonna find a way of just bringing him back. Some, but I never
I mean,
mentioned
yeah,
the actor for Atlas passing away. That's just it never occurred to me in all of my Atlas theories. Like, you're right.
yeah.
Like, his iconic voice is not there anymore. Like, will they ever
I
try
mean,
to make
he's
another
voiced
one?
by a different person in Chains of Olympus.
Is he really?
His voice, yeah, he's voiced by Fred Tatasciore, who's like a
Wow. Okay.
he's a huge like voice actor. He does the Hulk and stuff. Like he's like in pretty much every video game you've ever played.
That's. I mean,
Uh,
it was pretty close, or because I didn't even
yeah,
realize. I thought it
yeah,
was.
it's a different voice actor for him in Chains of Olympus. So maybe they'll bring him back. I don't know if they do that. But like the thing is, Santa Monica always wanted to bring big names into, even like before 2018, even before motion capture. They always had like big names. Like they brought the Perseus voice,
That
the
was a
guy who
cool
played
nod.
him.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
cool
and
nod. Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo, who was
Yeah.
Hercules, and they brought the I don't remember, Michael McDowell, something like that. He's the guy from Clockwork Orange. He was Daedalus. So he's like a legendary name.
Okay.
And there's like a documentary for God of War 3 where Stig and or the recording director and him like arguing over how to do lines. So he clearly didn't like
Yeah.
doing it. I don't know why he agreed. I guess money.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of like loud names in those games and the older
I think it's
ones.
getting more bigger names are coming into video games because they're coming
Yeah,
into more of the
it's
mainstream now. Like they're
I
more
mean I'm
focused
yeah.
on story, and so it attracts these big names. Odin, I forgot the guy's name. He's a pretty big actor as well.
Richard Schiff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I mean
Ryan Hurst as well.
they're all mostly like big TV show people.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if Brad Pitt's ever gonna do a video game, but like these are like big like TV show level people. I
Yeah.
think, because like that's where Chris Judge came from too,
Mm.
and
what do you think about? I mean, we did kind of have a bit of development with the whole tier thing. I was gonna make a video on it, but like, it's too, it wouldn't be that interesting. It's just so I just made a community post. What do you think about the whole tier thing? Like, he talks about
mean-
filming with 10 other people in tight suits. Like other, how I took that line to mean is that there were multiple actors at one point, like up to 10 actors in one
mean,
scene.
it could just be like enemies. They could just be filming like a cinematic where he just chops up a bunch of like Draugr or like Valhalla soldiers or something.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean it's all. I mean, naturally, there's gonna be. I mean, again, I can't know for sure, but there's gonna be a Ragnarok moment where they're all
They're all
together,
there,
like
yeah.
that's like I know we're not hyping the game up, but I really
No,
looking
I
forward to
knew this
that
was gonna
moment.
happen. Like we were gonna end up talking about the
Yeah.
story because that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we do,
yeah.
right?
Because like that moment on the like, I don't know if they're gonna do Bifrost, the actual one, because it's like a thing, a different thing, the light in Alfheim.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're gonna do the Rainbow Bridge. But like, I imagine this moment, like the quiet before the storm, where like there's Kratos and everyone, like the dwarves and Atreus, obviously, and like probably dark elves and whatnot, like on one side, and then all the Aesir, all the monsters, like are on the other side. Is just quiet, and they're
But
all
see
waiting for
that
Heimdall to like
but that
blow
cre-
his horn.
but that creates a problem, or at least like unless they use different timelines or something, because you have to
Mm.
kill bosses throughout the experience, you know.
Yeah.
So are you gonna be? You're not gonna kill Heimdall. You're not gonna kill
That's
these.
after.
That's
You kill them after.
So you think you're just gonna kill minor deities like at first, and
I
then in
mean,
Ragnarok,
I
you're gonna
mean, you
save the big
talked
ones?
about this. Like, you'd have a boss fights video. There's like Uller and Hotter
Mm-hmm.
and the bee lady and whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of like minor Aesir who you can spread throughout, and like Vidar and Vali, who I made a video about that no one watched.
I don't remember that one.
It's my second video. It has like the least views out of all of them, but
Oh, okay.
it's pretty interesting. It kind of thematically kind of works for the story. But Vidar is important because he kills.
Yeah, it's the one with the big shoe, right? The one with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
Oh,
magic shoe.
that's a joke. That's a joke from the video. You're gonna watch.
I mean,
You gotta
how
watch.
how anything sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud. Like, oh, it's a
It's
magical
fun.
shoe,
It's so
right?
fun.
But
It's great.
you gotta give it to the artist to be like, oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make this shoe look amazing or something.
Yeah,
And
it will, and then Kratos can take it and he can stomp people, and they're just gonna fly.
it just becomes Dead Space. Just motherfucker. Ah! Just I've been playing a lot of Dead Space recently. Honestly, like Alexandria is mad at me because I walk around the house going. Like doing that breathing sound effect. It's like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm just doing Isaac's breathing.
I've
I'm
been
just-
going boy for 2 years now. I
Boy.
just sit on the toilet like, boy, boy. I was just like, boy. And
The roommate's like, what the hell is he doing?
boy. Yeah, well, yeah, I can't. I'm not good. So there are minor gods we can kill throughout the game, and obviously there's like gonna be probably a light elf, queen or king, something like that.
Yeah,
and,
there's a
like,
depiction of a queen-looking light elf in Alfheim, actually, like in the walls.
and
and
also the statues in Midgard for like their light elf statues like out of nowhere. It's
I
interesting.
mean, I don't know what's
We're
up
getting
with
into
that. I
lore
know
stuff.
like the light elves work to build Tyr's temple and all that, but I don't
Yeah,
know why
but that
they.
was pretty far away.
Yeah, I don't know why they made those little statues and entrances. You know, it's just...
Yeah, and it's like the sand thing. I think isn't it a light? Isn't that an Alfheim thing? Because like we have the sand thing in Alfheim, and then there's this one in Midgard with light elves, and then there's one in Tyr's temple, which obviously they would have
Yeah, I mean,
contributed.
it might
guess,
have
for
been
the
created by
mechanism.
the light elves. I know from
New
the
theory is born. There you go.
I know from the Lost Pages podcast. It says
Yeah.
that the light elves brought magical stones that were able to create rivers and stuff in Midgard. Like they were instrumental in building a big part of Midgard. I don't really know. Like those stones come from the Alfheim or something.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really not feeling that good. I don't know what.
You
the-
need to go.
No. I mean, no, not yet. Not yet. I can.
All right.
Hold it. That's okay.
Anyway, the thought is we can fight Heimdall and Thor and Odin after Ragnarok starts, and then before that is gonna be like building up to it, and probably obviously a few encounters with Freya and Thor throughout the game, and whatnot.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern about the game. It's just the pacing. Like they have so many characters to deal with. I'm gonna keep saying this until the game comes out and I see it for myself, right? But,
Yeah. It's funny because most God of War games, I have an issue with the pacing being too slow at times.
Really?
So it's the opposite problem. Like, I think the only game that nailed the pacing so far is God of War 2. It just
think?
like, yeah, like because it's not good to like be super fast, but it's very steadily like changes the environments and keeps you excited because. I mean, I'm gonna make a review on every God of War game at some point, just like probably after Ragnarok comes out, just like one huge video where I talk about all of them.
Okay.
But the best thing about like Cory Barlog directed written games, not directed necessarily, because it's in Ghost of Sparta 2, is that you constantly meet people. Like
Yeah.
in God of War 2, obviously, you constantly encounter someone, like
Yeah, someone who's
Tython
trying
and
to change their fate
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, and all those people like Prometheus, and then like you jump and you talk to Atlas, whatever. So it's constant like interactions, and the same thing in Ghost of Sparta. They didn't need to put King Midas in there. He doesn't really contribute anything,
I
but it's a cool,
freaking
it's
love
a
King
cool,
Midas. Yeah.
it's a great addition, and it breaks, it kind of, it improves the pace because in those old games, Kratos doesn't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
He's just walking around. That's like the biggest problem with God of War 1 is that the entire Pandora's Temple section is just playing the game, you know? Obviously it's cool and it's like fun challenges, but by the time you get to the Cliffs of Madness, you're like, oh, I just want it to end. It's
Okay.
just minotaurs and
Okay.
satyrs from this point on, and like you don't interact with anyone. Like, Athena tells you something like at one point, and that's it. But then like God of War 2, you talk to people all the time, and the scenery changes very methodically. Like you go from obviously the roads to like you go to a snowy mountain, then you
To
got
the
like
Bog of the
the
Forgotten, the
temple,
island.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got a bog, then you got Hades, and um it's very, you know, varied.
No,
There's
yeah.
a lot of
God,
but
God of War
all
2
the
has the
other
best
games,
environments. Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah, Extreme Gameplays made a video about that too.
Oh my god, yeah, he did a full
Sceneries
sceneries
thing. It's
things.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
This man's so good. And like
This man's so
all
good.
the other games, there's like I can pinpoint moments where I'm like, I want this to be over. Like in God of War 1, it's the Cliffs of Madness thing, which I guess works because I wanted to yeah, Cliffs of Madness or Suicide Bluffs is the other thing.
That's
And
the one atop Pandora's
yeah,
Temple, like the.
God of War 3, like the whole I don't like walking around in the dark dungeons with the head. It's a fun mechanic, but it just gets a little dull for a while.
Okay, okay.
And
They only had like two. It was only two dark dungeons.
I mean, yeah, but listen, I'm gonna reserve it to the video.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's all-
gonna like let it all
I have
out.
the same issues. Like, I'm working on
Yeah.
this video. Here's what this video's about. Like,
Yeah.
I always end up spoiling myself, so it's okay. It's all good.
It's whatever. I just spoil like 5 videos in this podcast.
It's all good.
Chains of Olympus. It's kind of most of the game. To be honest, the whole like Helios temple thing is just not fun.
Oh, it
You're
was
like
boring, yeah.
preparing. You're just preparing for the steeds to work, and you're just gonna run around and fight a bunch of enemies that pull a lever, and then one beam comes out, and you got to do that 2 more times. And then Ghost of Sparta, it's when you have to align the Temple of Poseidon at the end, and there's like these giant statues, whatever, towards the end. And like, I want to fight Thanatos at this point. I just like, it's just like kind of like the extended, and then God of War 2018.
Ghost of Sparta kind of ruined the pacing. Got ruined at the end. Like you meet Deimos and he's super mad at you. You fight him,
Yeah.
and then like 3 minutes after, hey, we're bros. Like, I feel like there was an entire level cut out here where they start to work together, and then like
I have a whole another video. About
oh my
that
god,
as
I'm
well.
sorry, dude. I keep spoiling yourself.
Listen, I'm spoiling all my plans. I have a Word document that's like 25 videos.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna name them all right now.
Little
I
scroll.
think there's a reason. I think there's a reason why that happened, and it's should I spoil it? Should I not spoil it? Anyway, the point is,
It's up to you. It's up to you.
what we were talking about this whole time is that there is an issue of pace with Ragnarok because there's so much stuff to cover,
Yeah.
and there's so many characters. But in the past, it's actually kind of been the opposite problem, where there are moments that are too slow. And even in 2018, it's a very measured, pretty slow game, and it builds up towards the second half.
Even on my
obviously.
first playthrough, I hated that second part in hell. Like at least like the boat part where you're just fighting enemies for like it feels like 30 minutes, and you're it's just there. You're just floating in the sky. There's nothing. There's not an interesting mechanic going on. It's just like you're there waiting to reach the other end, right? But,
After you kill Baldur for the first time, and you're just like walking around the ruins for a while, and you just like, here's a Draugr encounter, here's a little puzzle, here's the Revenant introduction, and like nothing's happening. And I was like, first time I played, I was like, I don't know if I like this. Yeah, and then you get to Brock, and that's where it finally kind of starts picking up. You meet Brock, and then there's a little thing, and then when you meet Freya, it kind of starts going properly. But the hell thing and the Tyr's Temple gets a little repetitive too. So there isn't a problem of repetition in these games. So
that's why lately I've gone back to playing games that are more that don't focus too much on the story, right? Because
Mm.
I've realized something. The Last of Us made me realize something. Like, yeah, you can, if you have an amazing story, it's only gonna elevate your game. Like, you're gonna get that context for doing all of those cool mechanics that we promised, right? Like, it's like, oh,
Mm.
you're rescuing Ellie or whatever, right? Like, but if the story fails, like the whole gameplay is being brought down by this experience as well, right? So
Yeah.
I've gone back to playing games like Dead Space, where there's practically no story, right? You're just
Mhm.
looking at the environment, putting the story together. There's a couple of like audio logs and stuff, right? But it's like you there. You can always walk or run when these things are happening, right? So
Yeah.
like I said, I really have gone back to thinking about what do I like in games, right? And as much as I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok, it's starting to feel too much like an open world game as well. Like it's like you have too many things to do, right?
Mm.
And I don't really like doing this side stuff that much. That's why I always wait till the end of the game and then I do that stuff, right?
Yeah. I
But
mean, in 2018, the side stuff isn't very exciting, unfortunately,
mhm.
and I think it can be improved by like. I was thinking of Ghost of Tsushima a lot. I was gonna make a whole video about it, but I don't know if I'm going to. I'm spoiling
Oh yeah,
another video.
I think we talked about it
Yeah.
when I was making my
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because I made a comment about Ghost of Tsushima, and then you mentioned it in your video, and then I'm like, sorry, I'm gonna talk about Ghost of Tsushima, and like, go ahead, and then I'm like,
Dude,
wait, I commented on it first, and then you made a video.
just do it,
It
man.
does,
Like it's
yeah, no,
this whole
I don't
thing, like
know.
of like making the same type of video is bound to happen. Like God of War Geek and I were working on the same video
Oh,
once.
I saw the
Yeah,
tier one,
and
yeah,
and I had to address it in the video because it flat out seemed like I was copying him, right? But I made
yeah.
sure to upload that video the second day so people knew that the video was ready, right? It was just and then God of War Geek uploaded his, right? But
Right. I
if you
mean,
want to talk about Ghost of Tsushima and God of War, you go ahead,
I
man.
don't know. I don't. I'm not. I want to do my other things more, so I think I'm gonna skip it. But one of the things, like the armor system, is much better in that game, and the second thing is the side quests. There can be a little dull, but the biggest difference is that you're actually like you feel like you're making a difference. Because like the point of all the side quests is that you're like helping random civilians.
Mhm.
Like there's one that stood out to me where you like have to rescue a daughter, and I was thinking, remind me, there's like I think there's like a Danish king or some guy who's been
Confirmed.
credited on IMDb. So like some
It's
like
Colger. I
mythological
think it's
king
Colger,
man.
right?
Yeah, something like that. So it's like a obviously probably a Midgardian king, right?
Yeah.
And I think it'd be awesome. Like the thing about that I love about Ghost of Tsushima that there are links, like there are trees of side quests with like secondary characters. Like I don't Nori and like Lady Masako. I think have you played it?
Yeah, goes. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
don't
like
really. I don't think I did that many side quests because.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually played more side quests before I continue with the story because I didn't like the story at first, but then it
Mm.
got great. I love that game. But the point is, you do like those side quests with those characters, and you get to know them well. And there is a moment towards the end where they're all together, and like you could skip all those side quests, and you're still gonna be with those characters. But now because I played through the whole like tree of side quests with them, I know them much better. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy they're with me. So the thing, I think that was something that would be cool about Ragnarok is to kind of translate that kind of thing. And for example, I was thinking about this Danish king guy. I would assume, because of the desolation or something, because like
Yeah.
Hellwalkers and Draugr kind of overrun Midgard,
Yeah.
and they're all probably hiding somewhere.
Mm.
And for Ragnarok, I assume, like you said, we're gonna be looking for allies. And I think it'd be cool if there's was like a string of side quests where you meet like you probably meet them during the main story, but then you have side quests to like help them out. Like maybe there's a settlement and that's being attacked by like Hellwalkers, and you kind of slowly and gradually like help them get back on their feet, and then you finally like get to a Ragnarok and you got this Danish king guy with all those people you like
Yeah.
helped, and it feels more meaningful because they're actual faces and not like random spirits,
Yeah.
and also you're like making a difference, because that's what kind of I feel like that's a whole different topic. That's what Kratos as a character should be leaning more towards. Um, like towards selflessness, because that's what Atreus wants to do in 2018, and Kratos was like only if we get like resources or
Yeah.
something. But like Ragnarok, that's what Atreus wants to do. He wants to like go out and help, but Kratos is like, no.
So you see an altruistic arc for Kratos, like he becomes more of a...
I think that's what he has to get to.
Okay.
Because from the trailer, I'm picking up like Freya and Baldur vibes, where Freya was holding on too tight to Baldur, and she wanted to protect him, and she she cast the spell, and she kind of ruined his whole life.
That's a good
And
point.
that's kind of something that's happening with Kratos and Atreus in this game, where Kratos doesn't want him let him out, do his thing and like help people and like stop Ragnarok, whatever.
That's a good
and
point.
he's pushing him away in that way.
Yeah, I never
thank-
realized that.
thank you.
It's like no,
And that's
it's
where
like
the
it gets
conflict
mirrored
would
with
come
the Baldur and Freya relationship. You're right. Yeah.
Right. And like I made up this scene in my head where I think Freya's gonna become an ally again at the end.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna like understand, and I think there's gonna be a point where they're gonna have a conversation, Kratos and Freya, and there's gonna be like a lesson, like don't do to Atreus what I did to Baldur, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how they bond. You know, like either like don't fail your son like I failed my son, sort of thing.
It's just funny thinking about that Kratos killed Baldur just to make a point. Like, no, we gotta end this cycle.
I mean, to himself, maybe, yeah.
Freya's like, you couldn't use something else.
I mean, Baldur didn't learn.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Yeah,
like she pushed him away so hard.
Yeah.
Like that. Even after the spell was broken, he was a broken man at that point.
There's
like,
one
that's-
moment that kind of pisses me off about Freya in the ending, because she's like, "Oh, we can start together. Like, I'm sorry, I realized it was a mistake," and Baldur's like, "Okay, fine." Taker was like, "I can't," but she knows she can. She can do it, right? And then when the spell breaks, she's like, "No!" Like, you came down here just pretending, "Oh, I want to fix a relationship, son," but
Yeah,
she didn't
I
want
mean,
to take away the
That's
curse.
the thing. That's why Matt Sophos and those people are so great. It's
Yeah.
like all complex characters.
Yeah.
Like, because Freya is, in her eyes, she's obviously right. She's protecting her son, but she's clearly making the wrong decision. Like, even after she knew, like, even after 100 years of Baldur, like, hating her and, like, hating his life, she still wouldn't want the spell to break.
Yeah.
And that's kind of her shortcoming, because, like, obviously she's been through shit as well with the war and the marriage to Odin and everything. There's just like everyone's like a broken person in this universe. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna ask you this last thing, because I know you told me you had things to do like afterwards.
Yeah. I gotta go too.
Yeah. Are we gonna see the game this month? Does it even matter at this point?
I mean, it matters.
It matters.
It matters because it's been a long time. Let me flip a coin. I think so. I think so because I mean, everything that we learned here today about leaks and about breathing and relaxing and not worrying about it as much, everything pointed towards news and collector's edition revealed this week. What day is it? Sunday? Yeah, this week.
Yeah, it was a couple days ago.
So if they moved it, it wouldn't be more than 1 or 2 weeks. So my guess is, and plus, again, the thing is, Corey changed his location to New Horizons or something like new event. I think it's New Event Horizon.
New Event Horizon.
So it's like there's gonna be a new event. What is the new event? But like, it doesn't matter.
I love Corey, but I'm tired of that.
It is very tiring.
I can't do it anymore.
What this week showed is that it's just they gotta bite the bullet, and even if the game is not ready, you just gotta give something to people to like calm them down, because it's just gonna keep happening. Like someone's gonna come out and say, yeah, it's coming out next week, and then people are gonna hype themselves. It's just gonna be, it's like the same cycle. Gotta break the cycle. You know, we must be better than this.
What I truly do recommend is for people not to share any leaks. Just don't do it, because there is that thing that I don't believe it, but maybe Sony's like, we're not gonna show it now just to prove these guys wrong. Just don't show any excitement. Like the moment people start to lose hype is the moment where companies are like, we gotta do something. Like we gotta bring this up. But so if you want a trailer, the best thing to do is just not talk about it. Just
the best action is the inaction in this case. Don't listen to the leaks. Yeah. I still see people going, it's definitely still coming out in 2022. Don't you worry about it. Yeah. I mean, we don't know that.
Yeah, we don't.
It's not healthy to convince yourself of things that may not necessarily be true.
Yeah.
And like you said, there are other things.
Dude, people
like
hated.
your
they
life
hated
has
my
God of
tweet.
War.
They hated my tweet. Like, guys, this is not healthy. Stop. It's like, you're part of the hype. Like, I get it. That's why I'm not covering God of War Ragnarok anymore.
Yeah.
But
Gotta make a video about why Thanatos is the worst God of War antagonist.
Is it really that bad? What do you hate about him? I mean, don't tell me.
It's just so boring.
I mean, he's not
just
really
a great
present. Yeah,
dude.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, I would put the Furies up there as well. It's between those two, I guess.
At least Furies have like cool abilities. At least they can like shapeshift, but he's just kind of turns into a black monster thing.
Yeah, he's got that gargly voice. Yeah.
Like everyone has the like. Why is everyone has this voice? Like it's Karen.
You can do a
and
voice.
Karen
You can be a voice actor,
Ares.
and you kind of look like Troy Baker as well. Okay, I think you can pull it
Wow.
up. You can pull
That's
it
a
up.
huge compliment. I don't.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I'm gonna let you go because I know you're busy, and I'll mend the chat
Thank
for
you.
a little bit. Thank you, guys. First of all, guys, go and subscribe to Midgard Chronicler. His name is I have his channel tag there. I'll leave a link at the top. Pinned at the top of the comment section. Yeah, okay, I'll do it at the end. Right?
I checked it.
But yeah, dude, this was fun. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll let you.
Yeah, real quick. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for getting me out there with your reaction. I still think about it every night.
Yeah, and you know what? I give you permission. You can take the whole Cory Barlog reveal. You can make that into a video. Just
I'm
upload.
not making that. Maybe.
That's,
everything is content. That's our motto here.
Yes, everything is content, man.
TMC channel. It sounds like TLC and THC. That's
there
great.
You go, man.
Thank you guys. I love you, everyone.
Yeah.
And I love being here. So,
take it easy, man.
Have a great Sunday, everyone.
Bye. All right. So I guess I'll keep my. I guess I'll just disconnect. Will you guys be able to, I think you guys can still hear me if I do this. Yes. Yes, there's still audio. You won't be able to see me now. Wait, can you see me? Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't think I'll be able to get my my webcam up again, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. But I want to read the super chats real quick because let me see if I just can go back here. We must be better, says the Mark Reaper. Exactly, man. Let me just Sean Gladden. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go real quick to the whole thing. Give me just a sec. Said super chats. Yeah. How do I know which is the video? Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So, Buddy, you still did not see the video I sent on Instagram. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I'll be honest, I haven't been really checking Instagram that much. There's not really much going on, and I'm trying to stay away from social media a little bit. I'll try to check it out later. Like, people keep sending me stuff to watch, and again, like I said in this podcast, I'm just not as excited about the whole Ragnarok topic right now. I'm just kind of waiting for some official news. But, yeah. Kilt ignored, my man. Oh my god, it's totally the real guy. By the way, I'm here to donate once again. That's just him. That's just him. He just comes in and just gives me money. He's my buddy. Him, Daniel Kenya, and the Mark Reaper. Those are the three, man. Deja Vu. Hi, what's a smart way for sequels to handle relearning skills? Oh, like the depowering thing? Like how are they gonna depower it? I don't know, dude. I think we should start God of War Ragnarok with a lot more abilities than we did in God of War 2018. God of War 2018 is kind of slow at the beginning, so we do need to start off with more mechanics. And I think how we're going to get depowered is by Thor killing Kratos. Not killing him, like defeating him or something. That's kind of how I see it. Buck Wild, sorry. From what is to be believed in the collector's edition, it's going to be cool to have Mjolnir in your room. It will be. I just don't know if I prefer it on a... I don't know. I don't know if I just want the hammer itself or I want it like on a stone or something. Like there's some more presentation to it. I hope it's just the hammer so I can just play around with it. I already have the Blades of Chaos and I have the Leviathan Axe as well. So all I need is the hammer now. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. And then the Mark Reaper, we must be better. Indeed, dude. Indeed. Do you think Naboy says... I might be mispronouncing that. Nabui? Captain, do you think we'll see the Vikings too? We might see some humans, like Midgard Chronicler said. There's There's a guy named Skolder who's like the king of the Danish or something in God of War Ragnarok. I don't know how they're going to portray him. He might not be a human. I'm expecting him to be a human, but you never know. You never know, dude. And Sean Glyden, thank you so much for the super sticker, which I can't really... What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. And then there's Daniel Kenya, of course. Hey, guys, remember, if you want to support Cuba, hit that join button. Just hit it, man. Just hit it. I guess I'll show you guys. I was going to make a community post later on about what I'm going to do on my second channel this Wednesday, because I'm not streaming on this channel on Wednesday. I'm going to be doing it on the other channel. But if it loads, I'll be able to show you. I think Ragnarok needs to be... Wait, let me read that. Needs to be wild right from the start. I don't want it to start out calm like 2028, 2018. I think it's gonna be more. Yeah, this is what I'm working on. I kind of spoiled it. I'm gonna be playing Hercules on my second channel, the PlayStation 1 game. Amazing thumbnail, 10 out of 10. Look at those biceps, totally not disappointing. So that's what I'm gonna be doing on the Cuba Gaming Bunker this Wednesday. But yeah. This was a fun, short... It felt short. I don't know how long... How long have I been doing this for? How long has it been? Almost 2 hours. Okay, so it's been pretty long. But it feels like... It feels like Chronicler and I just started talking. But anyway... Cuba, join us in Jackbox? I might, dude. I don't know. I'm not feeling too well today. I almost canceled this spot of cats just because I wasn't feeling good. So I might do it later, but... no promises, dude. I feel thumbnail is it's S tier. Thank you, Extreme Gameplays. I'm getting better at it, man. But today since it's Sunday still, I'm just gonna play some Dead Space or something. I'm also playing Darksiders on the side, which is really fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. I'll let you know when I upload the next video. I'll make a community post about that as well. Until then, remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.